Good evening. I'm Bruce Montgomery, and thank you for joining me on another edition of Technology Access Television. Well, it seems like the campaigns have gotten started, even though it's almost 2 years before anyone will be able to cast a vote, and technology is playing a key role in the development of campaigns' grassroots reach to reach consumers and activists throughout the United States, and in fact around the world. The internet has become critical to today's technology and is critical to today's campaigns. We're going to be talking about one of the campaign's initiatives and how it is being played out in Chicago by a web developer and a website called Obama for Technology. Today I have the webmaster for that website, Dante Hamilton, addressing the opportunities associated with the internet and its role in political campaigns in the campaign of Barack Obama. Dante, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Well, this is a pretty phenomenal activity. Here we are a long way away, and all of a sudden, all the buzz is about what's going on in the campaigns and what's going on online. How did you first become intrigued by what Barack was doing with his activities online?
Well, first, what was intriguing about was the announcement on the webcast. He bypassed the media and just put a webcast out and actually mirrored it to YouTube, which is very popular with the younger demographic. I thought that was pretty much a coup in terms of reaching a population that the media just can't touch right now.
Well, there's no question about it. Almost from the time that that happened, it was a brilliant strategy because, again, like you say, it bypassed the regular media and went straight to the public. But that seems to be what these campaigns are trying to do, is that's get their message directly into consumers' mindsets. Again, this seems to be synonymous with what's going on in terms of user-generated content. Now, for those that don't know about YouTube, exactly how did Barack play YouTube with his coming out in terms of his candidacy?
Well, Barack has a channel on YouTube, which many people may not know. You can actually just go into YouTube, register, and create your own channel and upload your own video. So Barack has a BarackObama.com channel, and all of the videos that he's ever had published or actually produced are on that channel. And people can actually, as a registered user, subscribe and get the next installment of the Barack Obama video as it becomes available. And it'll just be emailed to you. You get a notification. You could actually go when you log into YouTube, actually see what Barack is talking about. So it's actually a push technology for a user-generated type of media.
Now, there's a lot of very sophisticated technology behind this activity because people can literally have a TiVo-like activity that they can see this video whenever they feel like seeing this video on demand, and then they can share it, email their friends to say, have you seen this, and they can go watch it as well.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I've actually shared the Barack presidential announcement with friends in Brazil online. And actually, when Barack Obama was on 60 Minutes, I had a webcam version to people that I knew in Sao Paulo who were looking at the 60 Minutes announcement, the interview that Barack did before he actually made his presidential announcement in Springfield. And they were so happy just to see Barack on TV. They couldn't hear him, but they actually saw him, and it was just the whole family was watching.
So then you and I were talking, as we often do, about a lot of the news and different technology topics, and it just occurred to us that there was a very unique opportunity associated with this campaign, that this campaign, even in its early days, has struck a response chord with younger voters, with probably first-time voters, and the fact that so much is going on the internet that you came up with the idea of having a website to pay attention to the technology and the role of the technology discussion as a platform within the campaign. Again, you just decided one day that, hey, you know, maybe this is something that's worth discussing, and I'm going to go out and establish a website and make it happen.
Yes. I looked at the senator's role of how he played with internet in his Senate, how he does it right now. And he's very involved in some initiatives that I think the last bill that he presented was one that is about getting the government to put a lot of the data within the federal government online.
Yeah, it was basically a Freedom of Information Act, which says that American citizens have a right to know what's going on with their government, and they should be at their own convenience, that they should be able to go to a website and look up any information. So basically it's a government transparency act, which says that this information should be online and available for all consumers. And that was the one bill that he co-sponsored and actually got passed into law late last year.
Right, that was late last year. That was before any of what we know now as the presidential effort, and I was aware of that, and I said, this is really interesting. So a lot of what he has done I've been following, and when he actually did the video broadcast, I said, this is pretty slick. This guy is new media savvy. He's reaching the user-generated audience. He's got to be the technology president more than Vice President Gore, and definitely more so than Bill Clinton. So I came up with an idea, Obama for Technology, to try and position Obama as the foremost technology president.
Well, let's take a look, if we can, at a screenshot of the website, Obama for Technology. And as we continue to talk about this concept, again, of course, Howard Dean's candidacy was made popular by the meetup activity, and he really created a grassroots phenomenon before he was derailed by the larger media. It seems that Barack is committed to not let this happen, and this is a very excellent looking site. And again, but this is an independent platform to get the some of the issues out in terms of the technology dialogue. What are some of the issues you think need to be a part of the campaign moving forward, and how you want to pull that together in this type of dialogue?
Well, I think science and technology, technology education, those are some of the issues, access to capital, intellectual property. There's a whole gamut of issues, and I think what the website ObamaForTechnology.com will do is also play off of MyBarackObama.com, which is actually the more of the MySpace social networking website, where we have our users groups. But there's not a whole lot of area where forums can be established, where people could actually have dialogue, where you can upload files, put position papers, and that's what we want to do with ObamaForTechnology.com, is actually engage the people from MyBarackObama.com into a separate website that is actually serving the same purpose, which is to help get Barack Obama elected as a president.
Well, it seems that you've actually taken Barack at his word, and he's called for participatory government. He's called to hear from the people. He wants to hear the views. So you're one step ahead. You say, hey, I'm using these technologies to actually create a platform for the public to talk about what's important to them from the technology agenda. So you and I, like most people, we said, okay, well, Barack's going down to Springfield. He's going to make this announcement. It's probably the worst kept secret in politics that he was going to actually run. But then he makes that announcement. The website launches that same weekend. Many people go to the website and sign up and say, hey, this is kind of interesting. I can become a user, have a MySpace-like experience within the candidacy. And then we have an idea to say, well, hey, why don't we create a group for people who might be interested in business or technology to have a discussion? And then all of a sudden, in almost a couple of hours, it blows up and has a number of people very excited and subscribing from all around the country.
Yeah, you know, it was really phenomenal. I believe that I noticed that the site was live, BarackObama.com, with the user interaction tools somewhere about maybe 3 o'clock Saturday morning. I just happened to be up and I went online and I checked it out, and I knew it was a bunch of buzz about that. So I went into the website and I saw what to me was a infrastructure similar to Meetup.com. And I know you mentioned Howard Dean. I think that the new media director for Barack's campaign is actually a Howard Dean veteran of Howard Dean's efforts on the internet, which were very, very effective. And so I went in and I said, wow, there's some actual people in here with different